Hi guys. Modded Half-Life 2 dev commentary freeway day. I still have 420 blazing up. Here we go. Yeah, Blood West DLC, baby. I'm gonna finish testing it tonight. You know, it's actually coming out in like less than a month. The best fart sound I can do right now? Hang on. Nah, it's not good. You gotta do like real. Alright, is my audio okay? Where's the USA? Alright, give me a bit. I gotta get my chat set up. We'll play for a little bit and then I gotta take a shower and fucking test Blood West. Hello. There we go, now I'm more in frame. I feel like I'm taking up too much of the screen. I'm not good at this. I used to, switching my balls. I used to be able to, like, transform it without making it. Next Ultra Kill update, we're trying to get that out in December. We're trying. I swear. Oh, there we go. This thing's finally working. Alright, I'm gonna get my chat going here, and then we'll get going. Probably stream for like an hour or two. That's just because I'm not speaking loud enough. Boop. How's that? Oh, now it's clipping. See, now the voice is going to be too loud. Actually, that's not bad. How's that? Better? I've also got that Wii Shop music loud as fuck. Is that better? I'm sure that's better. Welcome to Recap. No thanks. Just want my chat on this thing. I literally use this tablet for chat. That's it. Da, 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 da. Hey, how do I get chat only on this motherfucker? Switch to non-mod settings. Pop out chat. There we go. Boom. Cool. Alright, I got chat over here. We good? I gotta find a way to like get my camera so I'm not like, so it's not like you seeing like half my office is taking up the screen. Wonder if I can. Hang on, let me fuck with my webcam a bit. What up, Shane? Full screen projector, scale filtering, transform. What? No, I'm just facing the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I streamed upside down when I was doing 420 Blaze. I don't know if you know this. I'm not actually upside down. It's just the window. Okay. See what else we got going on. I'm not downloading any games. What else can I do with this thing? Order, transform. I guess I can't do much. Do that, but I don't want to make myself smaller. I mean, it's fine. And that, bring it in a bit. Now you can see my hand. Oh, I gotta bring it down there. Isn't you saying? This is weird. Now it looks like this arm is like all the way over here. Hang on. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get the camera not taking... I don't want my camera taking up the whole fucking, you know, half the screen. I used to have it so just like a little... I cut it so it's just like my face. And not like my whole setup here. You guys don't need to see my office. I mean, it's lovely. I have shelves full of crap, but like, you don't need to see that. You want to see the game. That's alright, I guess. Let me see how it looks on the web. We'll get going soon. Cropped it just your face? Yeah, not fucking doing that. Does this light make it better or worse? Oh god. Alright, now I'm very blown out. Turn that down a bit. Boop. Alright. Let's get going, shall we? Some Half-Life. Who was here for the first stream? I think we're up to chapter 3. We did but last time we ended after the airboat stuff. Finished all that. Went pretty good. There's it's up. The VOD is up if you want to watch that. Alright. Half-Life 2. We're playing Half-Life 2. I'm in my fucking pajamas. Make sure this is working. Game capture. Half-Life 2. How's that? I see Half-Life 2. Oops, shit. Fuck that up. Hang on. We good? I guess we should turn off the, Alright. Who's in USA? Where are my gunners? Where are my fucking gunner optics? There we go. They do help. I still wear them, and I haven't worked there in 10 years. Okay, let me tweet. No, that's the wrong thing. What mods we playing with? Oh, you're just gonna have to wait and see. How's the latency? Let me clap, hang on. Oh, nice. It's like instant. Good job tonight, Twitch. Yo, come on! Cool, alright, let's get going. Alright, I can't find the Wii Shop music. Okay, there it is. Thank God. Alright, let's go. Where do we start? Oh yeah, Black Mesa East. Cool. The fuck was that? God, it looks so good. Is my Nvidia thing not working? Whatever. I don't need to know the frame rate. It's a little loud. It's a little loud. Turn it down a little bit. A little bit. That's good. Nope, come on. Come on, chat. Where'd you go? Come back. Connecting to chat. Connecting. You not sleep, you fucking tablet? Are you still trying to connect to chat, tablet? Why are you doing this to me? Why? Alright, how's the audio? We good? Can you hear me? Can you hear the fine sounds of the Half-Life 2 pistol? Yes, no? Chat, please. Fine, good, we're good? Okay. Alright, now for some dev commentary.
Airboat wreckage.
Originally, we destroyed the airboat in the jump over the dam. So this level opened with the player amidst the wreckage of their beloved airboat. In a team-wide playtest, people felt disappointed to lose the vehicle they had spent so much time in. There was a lot of internal debate about whether that feeling of loss was a valuable experience or not. Ultimately, we decided to leave the airboat intact, to allow for the possibility of the player reuniting with it someday. Some say that airboat is still out there, waiting for you.
I wish. I fucking love the airboat, man. I still don't understand there's people that don't like this. It's just, oh man. It was fun then, it's fun now. It just feels good. Alright, get out, bro. You know, the thing I like to say is like, yo, the thing I like to say is like, if you're making a game, it should feel good to just do nothing in an empty room. Like, if you're making a shooter, it should feel good to literally just go around an empty room and shoot and move, right? You guys, if you've seen that first build that David sent me at dusk, it was basically just an empty room, and you could like turn the lights on and off, break the sink, slide, jump around. It had, it had bunny hopping. Then it felt really good to do nothing. There wasn't even levels yet. So like, same thing with like physics-based game. Like if that airboat is just fun to drive, you could just drive in circles and it feels good, and that's how you know you got a good video game. All right. Meanwhile, where are we going? Resist the brain. No, I'm not going down there. I am going down there. I just went in a circle. Good job, me. Yeah, and fighting games for sure. And I admittedly know fuck all about fighting games. I'm bad at them, and I have never developed one, and I have no interest in making a fighting game.
Alex and Mossman. In our early plans for Half-Life 2's narrative, we wanted to take.
Oh, it's the guy that sounds like Joe from Family Guy again. Hey, Gordon.
Not just a story about the obviously good player defeating the obviously evil enemy. Instead, we aimed to focus on characters and their relationships. We thought it would be interesting to explore family as the central dynamic unit of Half-Life 2. The tension between Alex and Mossman emerged from that idea.
Mr. Beast!
Because it felt
Mr. Beast!
Players should understand and empathize with.
He's going to be amazed, not to mention relieved. I'm Dr. Mossman, Dr. Judith Mossman. I've been hearing about you since long before the Black Mesa incident. Oh, Black Mesa. I do so envy you working with Eli and Dr. Kleiner when they were at the top of their field. Ah, there we go. You can come through now.
I turn my mic off when people talk because it'll feedback otherwise. Why, Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast?
I'll take you down to Eli right away.
No, I gotta see Mr. Beast.
If I kept you waiting.
What are you doing here? Give me my money. My fucking money. I don't trust you. Watching you, Mr. Beast.
We could certainly use the extra help around here. We've covered a lot of ground in the last few months.
Blah, 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 Judith. Don't care. I got boxes to break. I didn't find any good. Oh, I should have installed more mods before we did this. I didn't find any good Judith replacers or Eli replacers. For those of you who are don't know who we replaced, who we replaced Breen or Alex or Barney with, don't spoil it.
We're closing in on a reliable local teleport technology. Something the Combine still hasn't mastered. Eli thinks their portals are string-based, similar to our Calabi-Yau model, but they failed to factor in the dark energy equations. They can tunnel through from their universe, but once they're here, they're dependent on local transportation. If they knew what we were doing with entanglement...
Totally. That's what I was saying.
Listen to me, I sound like a postdoc. I'm just so excited to think that we'll finally have the chance to work together. Where was I? Oh, yes. Dr. Kleiner compressed the Zen relay far beyond anything he imagined in Black Mesa. We figured out how to use Zen as an unexpressed access, effectively a dimensional slingshot, so we can swing around the border world and come back in local space without having to pass through. Oh, here's a Eli now.
All right, good. You keep right on.
Eli, look who I found in the airlock.
Gordon Freeman. Let me get a look at you, man.
So, like, this is Black Mesa East, because obviously, for somewhere, we're in Eastern Europe now. Was that ever explained why, like, Half-Life 1 takes place in, like, Nevada, and Half-Life 2 takes place in, like, I don't know, Czechoslovakia? I don't know, we're over here now. Over here now.
My God, you haven't changed one iota. How do you do it? Now, let's see. The last time I saw you, I sent you up for help after the resonance cascade. I never thought it would take you this long to get back to me. Welcome to the lab, anyway. It's not Black Mesa, but it served us well enough.
It's going to be a lot more like Black Mesa with Gordon here to help.
Right you are. MIT graduates are few and far between these days. We'll get you out of that hazard suit and back into your lab coat where you belong.
Let me just finish up some work and I'll see
That
if I
was a
can
lie.
Dr. Freeman, it's been a real honor. I'm looking forward to working together.
Feel free to look around.
City 17 is not in Argentina. All right, there's a lot of dev nodes here, so we're going to hit them all. And I'm going to turn my mic off so we can listen.
You remember
Eli Vance as Aaron Godfrey.
that picture and Alex were all I managed to carry out of Black Mesa.
That's nice. City 17 is in New Zealand. Yeah, nah.
Eli's lab. We built Eli's lab after Dr. Kleiner's, which gave us a better understanding of how to set up and design effective choreo scenes. As a result, we were able to create a more complex scenario with more opportunities for it to respond to the player. Having multiple characters doing their own thing around the room made staging tricky, and it took a lot of iteration and playtesting to get it to run smoothly. Our experience showed that, generally, players wanted to play along with the scene. They just needed enough subtle clues to know where we wanted them. Similarly, if they got distracted, the scene had to gently pause and wait for them to return.
Well, he earned it. I guess you proved you can handle yourself out there.
There's nothing Gordon can't handle.
That's right, Alex Miku.
The possible exception of you.
Dad, please.
Okay, he gave me a little wink there. Alex Miku, where you going?
Take a look at this, Gordon.
Oh, hell yeah, that's definitely some light beams. Nice work, buddy. You're a genius, Eli. This is so fucking funny, dude. Alright, anyway, more dev nodes.
Hugs and pickups. Sometimes even little things can be a nightmare to get working. For example, getting a character to hug another character, or even more simply, just to pick up an object from a table, can cause a lot of issues. Even worse, in our dynamic environment, where the characters and objects aren't in preset positions, and the player is running around getting in the way, these require a level of synchronization that can be quite tricky. They're made harder because humans handle them without thinking. As you're moving to the table to pick up a cup, you're doing all kinds of preparation with your body to get your feet and hands in the right position to allow to do it comfortably, everything ready right when you get there. If you're moving in to hug somebody, you're both doing it at the same time, adjusting constantly based on each other's movement. To get these features to work in the game involved a lot of synchronization work, making characters aware of each other and the world, and at the same time, getting them to know more about their future plans. It's tempting to want to pick up a cup example into discrete steps. Walk to the table, face cup, pick up a cup, because it's much simpler that way, and it makes the steps nicely reusable. But that's how robots work, not humans. Our characters had to know they were moving to a table with the intention to pick up a cup, so they could work on multiple parts of it simultaneously, making sure their hand grabs the cup right when they get there. With two characters, it's even more of a negotiation. Both need to agree where and when it's going to happen, and everything needs to happen in place in a seamless fashion. While these moments of simple interaction with their characters in the world are often short, they were critical to making them seem like believable people.
Feel free to look around. Balancing the player's desire to explore with the narrative goals of the scene was always a challenge. We wanted the room to be full of interesting things to look at, but many players wouldn't explore until they were sure they wouldn't miss any of the character performances. That's why it was important for Eli to tell the player to look around midway through the scene. It signaled that it was safe to explore. From there, we could trigger a variety of custom mini-scenes based on what caught the player's interest.
Go ahead, Gordon. We'll catch up with you later.
Hang on, I'm playing with shit, Eli. Fuck off. Missing Alex Miku dialogue. There's one more, right? Oh, there we go.
We want to put this dense chunk of visual story here because it's the place the game is most explicit at telling players to explore space. Even though its primary job is world building, we still take strides to highlight the relationship between Eli and Breen, giving context to the world's central conflict.
Did I go to Mikutan? No. There was Mossman. What mods were when I did this last week? There were no mods for Judith. No good ones anyway. Do they have any good ones on there? Alexis is Mossman? Who's that? Who's Alexis? Is that another anime person? You tell me what to do. Alright. I'm coming, Hatsune Miku. I mean, Alex.
So I see you've met Dr. Mossman. She's one of the main reasons I spend so much time outside. You should hear her drone on about how it should have been her in the Black Mesa test chamber that day. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking behind her back. It just gets a bit claustrophobic down here.
Moss. Judith Mossman was originally based on a character we had planned for a section of Half-Life 1. That section was cut from the base game and reused in Uplink, but without the character. We consider her the most complex character in Half-Life 2. We knew we'd be walking a tightrope with how the player felt about her even before Nova Prospekt, because the player's trusted sources don't agree. Eli likes her, but Alex doesn't. We recognized there was a limit to how much complexity we could pull off in relationships, but we felt that a stepmother-daughter dynamic was something players would understand. Whether or not you agree with Mossman, she's doing something heroic. She risks being a double agent to get the information she needs to protect Eli and Alex. She just didn't plan for Gordon.
Yeah, it's good writing. The kind which you don't really see in games that often anymore. Good writing, good characters.
That's the old passage to Ravenholm.
Nuanced.
We don't go there anymore.
We don't go to Ravenholm anymore. Oh, we going to Ravenholm.
Come on.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go to Ravenholm really soon. I think they call that foreshadowing. Where's Mr. Beast? What happened to Mr. Beast? I also had a Markiplier mob, but he's not showing up. Very upsetting. Yeah, the best I can do is millennial writing. Dude, I was playing... what did I start the other day? Finally. I got it for free on Game Pass. Really pretty game that nobody played because it came out last year. Whatchamacallit? Immortals of Avium, right? Looks very Bioshocky and shit. Gorgeous game, Unreal 5. And I start playing it, and immediately you're just hit with this fucking Whedon-ass Marvel fucking teenage angsty dialogue, and I'm just like, nope, bye, Alt F4. I'm fucking, ugh. I can't, man. Ugh. Pretty game though. I might stick with it. But man, it was
So, here we
rough.
are. The scrapyard.
Oh, Dog. I forgot about Dog. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was like pretty much. It's funny because like the world looked like it had a cool vibe. It was kind of like almost like a post-apocalyptic, but stuff was cool, and you're immediately hit with like this dialogue that sounds super modern that doesn't fit with the world you're looking at, and it's just like, hire writers, please. Anyway, Half-Life 2 has good writing and good characters. And Hatsune Miku. Oh, we got a lot of nodes here. Alright, let's go.
This is the gravity gun my father was talking about.
Fuck up, Alan.
You can call it the zero-point energy field manipulator if you really want to.
Gravity gun.
It's designed
Gravity
for
gun.
handling hazardous materials, but we mainly use it for heavy lifting. Give it a try.
Well, that model looks shit. Should have modded that. Yeah, gravity gun. Gravity gun.
Trigger emits a charge. You can punch stuff and send it flying.
Whee!
I found it handy for clearing minefields.
Whee! Oh man, the gravity gun. Honestly, peak gaming. All right, let's read some
The
nodes.
secondary trigger lets you grab things. You can throw
Okay.
them with the primary.
I know how it works, Alex. I played this game 10
In the
times.
first year of development, we were struggling to get our characters to feel as realistic as we wanted them to. There were actually quite a number of different problems, all of which eventually required specific technological and artistic improvements to fix. The first major problem was lighting. At the time, lighting technology in games had many shortcuts, some due to performance, but many due to misunderstandings of how it all works. To make characters look good at the time, models and textures had to be created with much of their lighting solution baked into them, like shadows and glossiness. The characters looked cool, but they also looked like video game characters. We started building Alex with this approach, because that was how you were supposed to do it. We used the baked solutions and lit her like a movie actor. essentially as if she had a custom lighting rig that followed her around and ensured she always looked good. But it didn't really work. The range of lighting environments and the dynamic nature of video games meant that she'd look great in some environments, but always end up looking terribly unrealistic at some point. We tried iterating on our lighting rig, increasing its capabilities, but eventually it felt like we were at a dead end. Returning to the drawing board, we decided to try a different approach. We built her and the lighting and the textures from the ground up, throwing everything away, focusing on not on what we wanted her to look like in our ideal lighting, but on how things were supposed to work in the real world. It might seem obvious, but it wasn't how it was done, at least not in video games. When looked at outside the game's renderer, these models and textures actually looked worse than previous versions, but we managed to methodically pull out all the shortcuts and misconceptions about how light and texture and graphics cards worked and put it all back together. After all that was done, when we were finally able to look at Alex in-game with her new models and textures and a dynamic environment that kept her visually consistent at all times, well, she looked great. Totally seamless and part of the Half-Life 2 world.
She looks great,
Grabbing those
seamless.
barrels from that ledge up there.
Totally part of the Half-Life 2 world. Alright, more nodes.
Facial technology. We wanted players to care about our characters, and to even have a chance at achieving that. We knew we had to invest a lot of technology for our characters' faces. It's well understood that humans are wired to pay attention to faces, subconsciously reading all kinds of information from them, so it's an extremely high bar, and if we couldn't reach it, we'd probably push players away from our characters, not towards them as we hoped. We started out doing a lot of research. It was not heartening. The best examples we could find weren't anywhere near close to being able to be run in real time, while the best real-time ones weren't close to the quality we wanted. We wanted to look as good as an animated movie, but they often took hours to render frames and were totally linear, authored by up to 100 animators, whereas ours had to be dynamic. A character might be trying to speak dialogue or have a facial move derived from a player's actions and created by just a handful of artists. These requirements eventually led us to Dr. Paul Ekman's facial acting coding system, a system for taxonomizing human facial movements done back in the 1970s. It gave us a vocabulary for describing facial movements throughout our tools and code, and a target to aim for when designing our characters' faces. With it as a framework, we started a many-year process of iterating on how we built faces and heads of our characters. Where others had tried taking bits of Ekman's work, we wanted to try to use it all. That meant a lot of time spent figuring out how to do each piece within the tight performance constraints we had. But we also spent a lot of time just looking at people and faces, trying to find the extra features that would add the most value, like skin elasticity, teeth shadowing. In the end, while we weren't able to do everything we wanted, we did manage to get the pieces we thought were the most important to a convincing facial performance level on our characters.
It's so funny listening to all this about the facial animations and the characters and the skin and stuff, and instead of looking at Alex, just looking at fucking Hatsune Miku. Hello, Water Drop Master.
Eye shader. Another critical part of getting character faces to be convincing was in the eyes. Humans are great at reading eyes. There's a part of your brain dedicated to it, down to knowing where somebody is looking based on the reflections on the eyeballs. But there are all kinds of subtleties that matter. Eyes aren't actually spheres. Eyelids get distorted by the cornea moving around underneath. Eye movement can increase the odds of blinking. Eyes don't actually line up directly behind the pupil. They're shifted slightly. All these little details might feel small or unnoticeable, but the absence hurts the believability of the character. We worked on eyes for a long time, iterating our eyeball model and feature set little by little. Some things required external interfaces, like what things in the environment were interesting to look at, where others were automatic, at a subconscious level in the AI, like blinking, an obvious requirement, but one that's subtly confusing if it's wrong. Eye reflections had a particularly large impact. They're ultimately a tiny amount of real estate on the screen, but the difference they made was enormous. We knew we were finally done when we reached the point where, with our eye shader off, a character looked like a doll, human-like, but unconvincing in some way that was hard to describe. But when we turned it on, suddenly it felt like a human was looking at us.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty standard today, but in 2004, this shit was mind-blowing.
Press the same trigger again to drop it gently.
What are you asking me to do? I wasn't paying attention. What? Say that again, Alex.
Come on, Gordon. Build a stack and get up here.
Okay, I can do that. Actually, I may have used all the boxes. Oh, they made it so these boxes can't be destroyed. Because otherwise, you would soft lock yourself.
Use objects by moving them into position and hitting the secondary trigger again.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Ta-da!
Right.
Okay.
Moving the gravity gun. When the gravity gun was first prototyped, we planned to give it to the player midway through the game. But as playtesting progressed, we saw the strength of its design and realized the gravity gun, and more importantly, the ability to launch saw blades at zombie faces, needed to come earlier. That meant Eli's lab also needed to move earlier too. It was a significant change, but it was crucial to Half-Life 2's success. It serves as a good reminder that storytelling and gameplay are intertwined, and neither can always take priority. They have to work together.
You mean rotate them? What, like pick them up and do the little rotate like you can do in like an Elder Scrolls game with like Z and R? Would be cool, yeah, if I could like mouse wheel and like rotate the object and do kind of that. That would be cool. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's just not necessary. Yeah, for barrels, so then you could like stand them up. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dog, come.
I think kind of some of the fun in it is though that it's kind of chaotic. Like you can't place things like perfectly. I should have gotten a mod for dog. Are there any good mods for dog?
My dad built him to protect me when I was a kid. First model was about yay high. I've been adding to them ever since. Haven't I, boy? Okay, dog, let's play catch with Gordon. You'll need to use the gravity gun. Go ahead, dog. Throw.
Yeah, there should be a King Kong mod for dog. It'd be perfect.
Throw another, dog.
What up, X-Sheep? This shit's so cool, even today, man. I'm playing catch with a fucking robot.
Dog, go get your ball.
Sir, that is a rock. What's going on there? What's going on there? I don't think that's supposed to do that. Is that supposed to do that? Oh yeah, there's a thingy in there. Oh, these little mine dudes. I remember those. Oh yeah, I gotta dunk it. Good call. I forget if I got that achievement or not. Come on, Ashley, and welcome to the J. Oh, God. Oh, so close. What was the first game that let you do this? Was it Deus Ex? Come on!
When I told you dog liked to play fetch, I didn't tell you he was fetching, did I?
Oh, too high. Okay. Come on and slam. Yes! And welcome to the J. I guess I have that achievement already. There is an achievement for that, right?
Okay,
bye, dog.
Gordon, let's try something else.
Risk. Looking back on Half-Life 2 now, 20 years later, it's sobering to reflect on how terrifying it was throughout much of the development. Game development is hard. You never really get what you'd like to have, which is be able to validate risk before you start to pile more on top of it. For example, our facial animation technology, it took probably 3 or 4 years of work before we were confident it was actually going to work, but we couldn't wait until then. In that first year, we immediately started making all kinds of other choices in our game design, our asset production, and our other technologies, all based on the assumption that our facial animation technology was going to work in the end, from a quality and performance standpoint. If it hadn't, many of those other choices wouldn't have worked either. That the same risk profile is true of other large choices we made early on. We can't wait. We just have to build and hope that our guesses will be true years from now. Terrifying.
Okay. Dusk 2, what? Oh god, oh fuck, oh shit. Dusk 2, I don't know, probably never, dude. Run away, they found us.
Come on, Gordon. Dad, it's Alex, do you read?
Alex! Honey,
What's going on in there?
where are you, Alex?
We're in the scrapyard airlock, stuck in a full auto cycle.
Is Gordon still with you?
He's right here.
Good. I want you to
Dad?
take Gordon out of here. Head for the coast. Do not go through Raven.
Dad? Dad! Damn it! Dog, open the airlock. Get us out of here. Hurry, now! Tear it apart if you have to. Just get it open. That's enough, dog. Come on, Gordon.
It's actually not enough? Dougie. Go back for dog. I like you better than Alex.
Gordon, you need to get out of here. I can't leave my father. Dog, take Gordon to the Ravenholm tunnel, then circle around and try to meet up with me. Hurry!
You got it. More shooters from New Blood. I mean, Fallen Aces and Gloomwood are still in early access, so is Ultra Kill, so you got plenty. Go in Ravenholm. Alright, we'll do Ravenholm and then I'll stop for today. Get that lock, boy. Yes, we do whatever the fuck we want to do at New Blood. Because we hate money. That's like our whole motto. Alright, Ravenholm. Yeah, I guess dev commentary disables achievements. I have most of them anyway. Never realized how fast you get to Ravenholm. Just like up a ladder, we're in Ravenholm. Ah, good old Ravenholm.
As we finished up our work on Ravenholm, we couldn't shake the feeling that the transition from Eli's lab just wasn't working. It was far too abrupt. Eli's lab connected directly to the streets of the town where you'll be shortly, and the section you're standing in didn't exist. We had just made this promise at the end of Eli's lab: we don't go there anymore. And we liked the overall build-up we'd created, but when the player got to Ravenholm, they were immediately dropped into combat with zombies without any room for tension building. So we built this section and the subsequent tight corridors to address that in a way we were happy with. We slowed the pacing, focused on art and lighting, and got you ready to experience why we don't go to Ravenholm anymore.
Because of the zombies. Yeah, it is very close. Ravenholm and Eli's lab are very close to each other. Oh, so spooky. We... Oh, hey, buddy. Where are you? Bye. Ah! Project Borealis Prologue. No, I have not. I heard it was okay. Ah, yes. Empty alleyway. Ah, another empty alleyway. We love these. I think it's a rope. I don't think it's their intestines. I think it's just a rope. Yeah, it's a rope. It is weird. It's just like a rope carrying... I don't know. Maybe somebody hanged themselves and they got eaten.
Ravenholm gameplay focus. After watching many playtests of Ravenholm, we knew the core gameplay of the level revolved around the gravity gun and physics. Once equipped with that knowledge,
We felt we could appropriately build the transition into Ravenholm and help the player learn and understand a bit about what the upcoming experience would be. This happens often. We build the level track, figure out what's working, and then design its prologue. We built the following set of rooms with that table setting in mind. The brutality of the tools we provide the player seemed to aid in setting the mood we were striving for, helping to shift the tone from the safety of Eli's lab to something darker and more frightening.
Yeah, it's like, obviously we do this in Dusk too. The saw blades in Dusk are literally, Ravenholm saw blades. Like, we literally make it so you could pick them up and yeet them as fast as a gravity gun. Like, and they work exactly the same way. But yeah, I mean, this is just good environmental storytelling, right? Like, okay, you come into a room, you're like, oh, look, a bunch of gas canisters and saw blades. I wonder what I do with those. It's easy. It's blunt force environmental storytelling.
Player tools. By this point in the game, players have a lot
Ideal
of
male
experience
living
with Half-Life
space, right?
physics, but they've just received the gravity gun, which provides a whole new way to interact with the physics objects in the game. We iterated on a variety of the physics objects that the player could play with, things like saw blades, the catapults, explosive canisters, traps, spears, and so on, and honed in on the ones that worked well with the physics gun and cut the ones that didn't. Then we went about stripping the levels of ammunition items so that the player had to rely on these objects to survive.
Kate is going to tweet about being at Ravenholm. Go to Ravenholm. I do. Bonk. Cool, I think there's one more. Whee. And you notice how they... I'll take that. You notice how they orient themselves upward? See that? When you pick them up, they always orient themselves towards, forward, front towards enemy.
Bringing physics to the enemies. The physics traps in Ravenholm were some of the first gameplay elements in the level that we were really happy with, but they lacked player agency. It was the saw blades that helped us figure out what Ravenholm was truly about. With saw blades, the player was able to bring physics to the zombies instead of leading zombies into the physics. Once we had that understanding, Ravenholm evolved rapidly. We kept combing through the map, looking for anything, especially anything unusual, that could be turned into a tool or weapon for the player.
Two at once, baby! Oh, not the ass crabs! Oh, look at that ass! Oh, look at that! Oh, man, look at all that cake! Can you kill them with this? I always forget. Sorry, ass crab. Love the ass crab. Assy McGee sends his regards. Now, what do I want? The gravity gun, right? Where's the gravity gun? There we go. Okay, that hurt. Na 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 na.
For it was said, they had become like these peculiar demons which dwell in matter, but in whom no light may be found.
Oh, this thing. Did I walk into it?
Contrived setups. There's a pretty obvious contrivance in a bunch of the gravity gun and physics object training. The player pulls a saw blade out of the wall with the gravity gun, and right on cue, a zombie stumbles around the corner, just begging to have a saw blade launched at it. Then the player crawls under a spinning blade trap to turn it off, and suddenly 3 zombies appear, taunting the player to switch the trap back on. We didn't have much time to iterate on this section, so we needed setups that worked for all players, not more open-ended ones that relied on them making the right move. While this kind of design has the potential to reduce players' creativity, in this case, we found that they didn't seem to mind that we forced their hand a little bit.
That's kind of like Grigori sounds kind of like Stefan Wade.
Paint cans. Once we started to succeed at making the gravity gun and physics gameplay the core of the Ravenholm experience, we started to go through the levels and look for objects that we might have overlooked as we were busy working with the really aggressive things like saw blades and exploding canisters. One of the things we found was the paint can, and it was simple enough for us to sort of reinforce player expectations by having the paint can splatter paint on the zombies when you threw one at them.
Wow, cool. Yeah. You can kill crabs like with the gravity gun? Oh, zombies! Fuck you. Fuck you, zombie. Hang on. Hang on. Whee! Get painted. Max paint.
Ravenholm's development. We began developing Ravenholm early in the production of Half-Life 2, so it went through more than one full development pass. The first version predated the gravity gun, with gameplay focused on traditional zombie combat using guns and some of the physics traps. We even planned to showcase Ravenholm at E3 in 2002, but the game was ultimately unveiled a year later in 2003. By that point, we had invested heavily in Ravenholm's art, something which we generally avoid until the gameplay is fully proven. So once we went back to Ravenholm with the gravity gun mechanic in mind, we were working with a lot of pre-existing level geometry that had been designed with a very different gameplay goal in mind.
In 2002, I was graduating high school. I'm old.
Misteaching flinches. Another memorable playtest and example of the danger of misteaching players occurred in Ravenholm. One of our design principles is for the game to respond to the player as much as possible. So when designing the gravity gun, it seemed obvious that if the player pointed it at a zombie and pulled the trigger, something should happen. It was simple enough to make it zap the zombie for a tiny amount of damage, causing the zombie to play its flinch animation, which felt good and responsive. Later, we watched a playtest where the tester discovered this interaction immediately upon arriving in Ravenholm, and interpreted it as a feedback that the gravity gun was hurting the zombie, which it was, just not very much. So they zapped the zombie again, repeatedly, shocking it over and over until it died. This is a slow, unfun, inhumane way to fight zombies, especially where you're surrounded by saw blades and explosive canisters. Having learned our lesson, we removed that flinch animation, even though it meant losing that interaction between the zombie and the gravity gun. In this case, it was better to not have the simple interaction, rather than give the false impression that the gravity gun was an effective way to fight zombies. Even simple principles can require trade-offs when you get into the details.
Yeah, I mean, that's correct, right? If you let players just hit the zombies with the gravity gun, you're not going to use items. Like, you're just going to go zap, 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 zap. You're not going to use it as it's intended. So I'm glad they took that out. Speaking of which, can I get something to hit these? Not a health pack. All right, go in the fire. Come on. Come on. Oh no, I turned the fire off. It's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Alright. It's not working. The charge grav gun can shoot directly? I think so? Why is there nothing for me to use here? It's no fun.
Grigori Plaza. This open plaza is one of the areas that was fully detailed in our first development pass. And when we returned to it, we wanted to preserve as much of the existing art as possible while designing a new player path that used all 3 dimensions, moving players up and down, through windows, across rooftops, and between buildings. It wasn't a large space, so we had to squeeze as much track out of it as possible, and since that started as an art-focused area, it was light on gameplay and we needed to address that playtesters tended to fly right through it. And to top that off, it was already pushing our rendering performance budget with little room left for anything new, The challenge became finding small additions to slow the player down by adding threats around corners and into every nook and cranny of the level.
That's true.
Fire trap. This fire trap was originally intended as a visual showpiece for the fire system before a level designer repurposed it as a gameplay element for Ravenholm. It was almost cut many times during development due to the performance impact on the low-end PCs because of all the overdraw involved with the transparent sprites. In the end, there was a programmer who felt that it was important enough to the gameplay that it was worth doing the work to solve the performance issues and make sure we could get it into the game.
Come on, where's my other boys? Hey guys, come on, it's party time. Let's go. Three, 2, 1, barbecue. I'm not traumatized at all. I don't remember how to deal with this. Oh, maybe I have to throw a zombie into it. Like it's showing me. Oh, you can't pick up the bodies with that? I swear you could. I don't remember what happens to it. I don't remember how to do this. Maybe I gotta use some saw blades. I legit do not remember how that bit goes. Let's find out. When in doubt, blow shit up. Do I have to go over it? I do not remember. Yeah. Gotta get up there. I 100% do not remember this. Ah, that helps. Like, that goes to that, and that goes to that. So I can't do anything to that. I'm officially the worst tester for Half-Life. That goes there. I'll stop the electricity. I don't remember. Oh, there's a fucking door. God damn it. I'm sitting there like, huh, surely there's a way to solve this. There is not. Oh, I thought I had 3 in a row there for a second.
Hallway covers. These junk-filled hallways were a simple solution to our need to slow the player down. With the constraint of preserving as much of the existing geometry as possible, combined with slow-moving zombies as the main enemy, it was tricky to stop players from just sprinting through here. Luckily, having Grigori as the crazed inhabitant of Ravenholm made these setups easy to justify. It makes good sense that he'd clog the stairwell to keep himself safe on the rooftops. In the end, Grigori's solution and ours were one and the same. Just throw a bunch of furniture in the way, because if it stops zombies, it'll probably slow the player down too.
Poison head crabs. This room unintentionally introduces poison head crabs.
Hate them.
We'd spent a lot of time crafting their proper introduction later in the level, but once we saw how well they were playtesting, our excitement got the better of us, and before too long we'd scattered them throughout the level. By the time we realized they'd appeared before their intro, it was really too late to rework it. Fortunately, a tight room of poison head crabs works as decent training, because their design avoids a common issue with combat training. Typically, players are stressed and they can get frustrated if they die repeatedly without understanding why. And sure enough, we encountered that problem when trying to train the player with both poison head crabs and their source, the poison zombie. However, poison head crabs can't kill the player by themselves. So while stressful, a room full of them at least avoids that frustration.
What was that? So the only first thing with poison head, yeah. So like they can't kill you; they just drop you to 1 HP because they poison you. And then if something else hits you, then you die.
Even with all the work we did to try and make a connection between this lever and the outside electric fence in the players' minds, some testers would still flip the lever and not know what they'd done. They'd even wander around, flip the lever back on, and wander around some more. With not much time to spend on making the connection clearer, we elected to just have the lever break off. This prevented players from undoing their progress and added to the feeling that Ravenholm was an unreliable and decaying environment.
Correct. And then people like me who couldn't figure it out for the rest. So we do this. This happens all the time. So we're actually, well, we're building the Gloomwood Hive right now, and there's a part where you have to go find. Yeah, they're talking about me. No, I knew what this did. I just didn't. I forgot that you had to come up here. There's a part where you have to find the lever and put it on a crank, and you crank it, and it opens a door in the other part of the hive. And originally the crank was like on the floor, but I'm like, if you're looking at the floor, you're not looking up there where you can see the door open. So I told Dylan and then we have to put the crank like on the wall. So as the player is going like this, you cannot miss seeing the fact that a fucking door is opening. Because otherwise people would 100% miss that. And again, in a AAA game, they'd just be like, here, look at this. We're going to take the camera away from you. Oh, poison cunt. Fuck you, poison cunt. The fucking noise they make. Ah!
Medical systems engaged.
Yeah, thanks.
Morphine administered.
Dude, getting players to look up is the hardest. I talk about this. I think I talk about this on literally every stream. Getting players to look up is like the hardest thing in game development. Because, like, why would you look up? Players look straight ahead. There's no reason to look up. That's why, like, putting secrets on the ceiling or stuff is, like, that's the best place to put them. Like, in a medieval, we do that a lot, where the secret's, like, a button that you have to, like, look up and out, because nobody ever looks up. Oh, there's a Lambda cache here? Oh, there is. No, 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 no. Let's go. Let me in. Let me get that Lambda cache. Let me get that Lambda cache. Give me that stuff. Fuck off. Am I stuck? You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Come on. Fucking thing. Yeah, that's the whole point of the barnacles, is to get people to look up. But you still don't, unless, like, if you didn't see the, like, the thing hanging down, you would not look up for the barnacles. Which is how they get you sometimes. Oh, and this loops back around. Okay, nice. I think there was another health pack in here. Yes. And we're gonna save. And we're gonna save. Yeah, I mean, in multiplayer games you're looking at, because there might be fucking somebody up there. I wonder how long Ravenholm is. I haven't played this in... When did I play this last? 2020.
Well done,
there he is.
brother. Make free use of my trap.
Is that
but
fucking...
care not to fall in them
the
yourself.
burned man?
Behind you!
Joshua Graham?
In Ravenholm, you do well to be vigilant.
I forgot I modded him. Anyway, Joshua Graham from Fallout New Vegas is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Yeah.
We all went to Ravenholm. When fans talk to us about Half-Life 2, Ravenholm is often the most remembered section. Thanks to its multiple development passes and the density of the material in it, more members of the team are represented in Ravenholm than anywhere else. It was where we figured out how to apply our artistic pipeline to the set pieces and mood we wanted, how physics and gameplay combined with the gravity gun, how headcrabs and zombies need to evolve for Half-Life 2, and much more. Looking back on it now, it reassures our belief in individual empowerment over centralized design. Ravenholm is dense, highly efficient in its gameplay and artistic execution, and the sum of many small contributions by individuals who understood how they could push it just a little further with their own unique capabilities.
Nothing like a good Magnum. Oh yeah, this was on the Xbox. It ran at like 15 frames a second. I've never played that version. I didn't have an Xbox. What generation was that? I had a PS2. I had a GameCube, but I got a GameCube late. And then I was mostly PC until I guess the 360. I mean, I always had a PC growing up and a Mac. But I didn't have an original Xbox, so like I missed... Yeah, I had PS2. That was my console. I never played Halo or any of the games on the OG Xbox. Never had one.
Car crushers. These car crushers required some adjustments and quite a bit of work to our physics damage system. There's always a challenge when big physics objects interact with non-player characters. For instance, if the physics can push the NPC, it might shove them somewhere they're not supposed to go, leaving them unable to recover. This isn't a big issue for something like a head crab, which can just hop out of a tricky situation, but for something like a zombie, it could mean they get stuck and end up helpless, flailing away in whatever gap they manage to wedge themselves into, which kind of kills the survival horror mood we're going for here.
Big bada boom. Ooh, gotcha.
Car crusher lifts. Getting the car crushers to lift the player was also tricky. See, the player is always being simulated by both the physics system and the game's movement system. Each time we update the player's state, we compare the results from both systems and decide which one is right, then sync them up and repeat. This allows the two systems to influence each other. Like when the player stands on a seesaw, the physics lets the board give way, or when they stand on the car crusher, it lifts them up. While more complex, this dual system approach was easier to tune than trying to handle both physics and player movement in a single system. By keeping them separate, we could fine-tune the player movement system to feel good on its own, only reconciling the two when physics was affecting the player.
Bullshit. Crusher traps should be allowed. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the PS2 was like the first thing I bought with my own money when I started selling weed when I was in high school. I bought a PS2 and a 34-inch color TV, and I felt so cool. My mom was like, "Where'd you get the money for that?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it." yeah, we gotta get up there. Yeah. Can I go over there? I got that lamp cache already.
Better and better. I am Father Grigori. You have already met my congregation.
All right.
It is you, brother. I apologize.
Hello? That should not have taken 3. Oh, no, you don't. I like how in Alex, if you guys have played Half-Life Alex, the head crabs, they go, wah, and they give you enough time because you have to shoot them, like, in their mouth. It's a nice little feature of the VR. Alright. Oh, nice. Nice miss. Good job, me. Alright. Got enough of this gravity gun bullshit. Oh, give me the gun. Give me the barrel. Oh, it's gonna blow. There we go. How did that get me? Oh, I can get that from there? Nice. Come on. Where'd he go? Oh! From downtown! Do you see I got that head crab all the way at the end of the thing? That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Pacing switch.
Ah, shit.
Now that the player's through the training section, we can start shifting the pacing from moody, claustrophobic spaces to more combat-focused action arenas. With the player familiar with the various physics tools in the environment, we can start mixing those into open spaces and just give the player the freedom to choose their approach.
We sure can. Oh! 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 Hey, guys. Ah! Fuck you, then. Dickhead ass head crabs. Oh, is the fire gonna go out so I can go in there? Do I need to go in there? Can I go in there? I guess not. Eh!
Although they call me crazy, I care not, for thou art the strength.
I was the dev giving the commentary? Yes, I am. I actually wrote all the commentary for Half-Life 2.
Tables and bodies. Towards the end of Ravenholm's production, with all the major pieces in place, we went through and tried to fill out every bit of empty space with something interesting. In doing so, we had to be careful to use what we already had and not create anything new, as we couldn't risk introducing more bugs. Often, As in this room, we were trying to add new moments of gameplay while also adding more detail and storytelling to the area. Small scenes like this allow an attentive player to think about what they're seeing and what it might mean for what they'll encounter next.
Yes, what will I encounter next? I don't know, maybe some fucking zombies. Hey! Hunt. Ass crab, look at that. Look at them big booty cheeks. Half-Life 2 by NewBlood. Yeah, I mean it was you know, it was hard doing this. Me and David basically made this by ourselves back in 2002 and then gave it to Valve. I mean a lot of people don't know that, but like whatever. We're cool with it. We let them have one. Oh, that's right, the fucking runny jumpy cunts. Oh, no. Here they come. Ah.
Fast Zombie Introduction. This space was another area originally built for E3 2003, where it showcased the player fighting against a squad of Combine soldiers. When we returned to use it to introduce the Fast Zombie, we tried to keep as much of the previous work as possible. We wanted an iconic moonlit shot with zombies leaping past the moon like werewolves to draw the player's eye. Once that beat is over, we introduce the first Fast Zombie to the player space and send it out. It took a lot of iteration to find the right balance of lighting for the scene to look good, while ensuring it also worked for the gameplay goals.
Yeah, I say cunt a lot. You can say that here. It's a great word. It's a term of endearment, you fucking cunt. I've been here for 5 years now. I hear it's a good time to move back to America, though.
Physics object consistency. All physics objects have a variety of parameters that define their behavior. Their mass, the amount of damage they take before breaking, what they break into, and so on. During development, these parameters were specified by level designers for each item, which is how most things in the game worked. But later in development, we realized we'd created a problem for ourselves. There were thousands of physics objects in the game, and no method to ensure consistency across them. As a result, a cardboard box might break apart with a single pistol shot in one level, and be completely invulnerable in another. Internally, we generally referred to these inconsistencies as level designer crimes. To fix these, and to deliver some justice, we built a system that enforced consistency on all physics objects based on their visual model. Since most of the game had already been built, we were forced to allow level designers to explicitly opt out of this system for rare edge cases where they needed to do something criminal to preserve what they'd designed. Internally, we refer to these designers as recidivists, some of whom perpetuate their life of crime at Valve to this day.
I was just gonna say, look at the head crabussy. What do we got going on here? Look at that. Jesus Christ. Put some clothes on, girl. They're building mechas in Wanaka? What's wrong with that? I'm surprised there's not one already. Oh shit. Oh, now they're giving me ammo. Yay. That worked. The hit Chrissy. Use all my ammo. Yeah, I mean, Wanaka, like, drinks are like $17. It's wild. I mean, Wanaka's beautiful, but, like, it's, you know, like every tourist town, man. There's not even any Kiwis there, man. And, like, same thing with Queenstown. First time I went to Queenstown, like, everybody was from the States. Even the people working there, I was like, yo, where are all the Kiwis at? And they're like, oh, they can't afford to live here no more. Because that's what happens with ski town. It's the same shit that happened to, like, Aspen back in the day, you know? Any fucking ski town just gets taken over by hipsters and all the locals have to move out. You can't even live in Jackson Hole, Wyoming anymore because Kanye fucking lives there. It's whatever. It is what it is. There is nowhere cool left to live. And if you find a cool place to live that's got a chill fucking vibe, don't tell anyone, or the hipsters will take over and you won't be allowed to live there anymore because you can't afford it. Like where I live. In another 20 years, this will be a suburb. Oh, no way. I haven't seen Yellowstone, though. I hear it's good. Hamilton, Rotorua. Never actually been to Rotorua. Yeah, small. It's a lot. I mean, it's a shame because like Montana's beautiful, but also like Montana's beautiful. I mean, you know, worst places to move to. Oh yeah.
Here, brother.
Shotgun. I'm as close as I can fucking get.
Man after my own heart. Here I have a more suitable gun for you. You'll need it.
Give me a shotgun. Shotgun.
Keep it close. My advice to you is aim for the head. Hush. They come.
They come.
There is no rest in Ravenholm. Move on and I will meet you at the church.
Alright. Shotgun ammo. Help me, Gregory. I forgot what right click does. Left click and right click, they're different. Can't let God do all the work. No. Do I have to jump into the tank? I feel like I do. I forget this part. There you go. Whoa! Calm down, Source Engine. Jesus Christ. I gotta be doing all that. Right click is 2 at once, that's right. So, big bada boom. Lol. Oh, shit, fucks. Hit him with the old razzle dazzle. Fucking think about it. Come here. Shit. Another one. Oh, it's bad. It's even worse. Now he's just on fire. Bye. Jesus Christ. Oh, Half-Life 2. He dead? Here's something. Whee! Goodbye. It exploded. He landed in the water and came back. That would be the most amazing, like blend. That's what happens when system. No. What do you mean I can't close the fucking door? Fucking Gloomwood ass elevator. Yeah, you can close the door. Do they only let you close it after the elevator comes? That would be so funny. Let's see.
Poison zombie introduction. Constraining the player in a tight space while providing them with a view outward is a useful way to increase the chances that they'll notice something we want them to see. Here, we draw the player's attention with the sound of a whale before the poison zombie itself becomes visible. Originally, this encounter was also the first time players faced poison headcrabs, but as mentioned in an earlier node, we got far too enthusiastic in proliferating poison headcrabs around the level and ended up spoiling their joint introduction here. In the end, however, these first encounters worked better as separate instances anyway.
He said, Come on, buddy. Oh, what the fuck? I thought... You gotta treat him like Clears and Serious Sam. You gotta let him go. Whatcha? Whee! I like that. Motherfucker. Making me waste all my goddamn ammo. Oh, it probably goes from the back. Oh, Mr. Beast, what did they do to you? I like how half the dev nodes are like, so we really wanted to try to get the player to look in this direction. It's so funny because like games like it's not a thing anymore. All right, what is going on here, boys? All these barrels coming from?
Gamma correction. Our game engine has a rendering system that's responsible for taking the entire state of the game and calculating a color value for every pixel on your screen to represent that state. But code and software from other people are involved in the process of calculating those pixels as well. As an example, the software and hardware in your GPU and monitor. At one point during development, we were unhappy with how our characters looked. In particular, we thought that they looked waxy or sickly. Their skin was wrong. We spent some time tuning our lighting, but we just couldn't get both our characters and our world to look right. Luckily, we still had a fully featured software renderer, which allowed us to run the game without a GPU, because this was an era where many players still didn't have one. And looking at the game on that renderer, we noticed that our lighting didn't have the same problem. So we went through our code with a fine-tooth comb, trying to figure out where our rendering code was doing something wrong when it was working with a GPU. After failing to do so, we tried talking to the GPU manufacturers, asking them to double-check they weren't doing anything wrong with the pixel values we were passing them. That was the start of a long journey, and long story short, it was a journey of almost 2 years of back-and-forth communication with GPU manufacturers before we were able to convince them that they were doing gamma correction incorrectly in the low-level math on their cards. During this, we'd even had to build a system that validated the color values of an individual pixel throughout the entirety of our rendering pipeline. But eventually, at the end, we finally got new drivers back from them, and our characters immediately looked like they should, matching the software render.
At this point in Ravenholm, the player has learned all the gameplay elements available to them and can predict their interactions. This allows us to build more complex setups, providing a greater level of threat and more freedom in how the player can approach each scenario. This arena is a deliberately entwined space that the player will need to explore, and we use that exploration time to slowly ramp up combat intensity. The faster the player explores, the faster we ramp it up. The freeform nature of this design made it challenging to tune, given the large dynamic range in how players played through it.
I can't fucking see when the big text box is on the screen. Ah! Hey, come here, I got something for you. I got something for you. Works every time. Oh, another one. Hey, buddy. What? Alright. I gotta go, I gotta jump up there. There you go. Everyone's on fire. Oh yeah, we're gonna be working on Dusk the Master levels, by the way. We're gonna do a call for open submissions once we finish all the Dusk SDK stuff that should be out for the anniversary, and then we're gonna do like a Dusk the Master levels with community levels and turn it into a new episode and release it as free DLC. And I guarantee they will probably be maybe better than Doom the Master levels.
Playtester archetypes. Iteration and regular playtest were the lifeblood of Half-Life 2's production. Every week, we'd quietly watch over the shoulder of a player going through the section we were working on, taking notes on what worked and what didn't. It was important for us to test with a wide range of skill levels, to be sure that we weren't making decisions that only worked for some. Over time, we learned to choose specific types of playtesters based on the development stage we were at. Early on, we used experienced gamers, usually teammates, who could handle rough, unfinished areas and were good at explaining their thought process. For combat testing, we'd find players of all skill levels, especially those creative in their usage with the tools. Finally, as sections became more polished, we'd focus on beginners, people who didn't play games much or weren't familiar with first-person shooters. Even if they weren't necessarily someone who might buy the game, we often learned something valuable from watching them.
Alright, now I can see. It's hard to see with those fucking text boxes on screen. Alright, I need to get that thing over here, right? See if I can remember how to do that. Pick it up there and like hit a switch. I done the members. Alright. I know I have to gravity. Oh, I gotta go this way. Where is it the freaking a switch? Like a switch I gotta hit, right? Mamma mia. Oh, there it is. It's right fucking there. There we go. Get fucking physics objects out of my way. Oh. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm so good at video games. Getting the fuck out of Ravenholm. Oh shit! Alright, fine then. Fuck you. Oh, it's Grigori. Hey, buddy.
I remember your true face.
Whee! Oh shit! Up, up, up!
The grave holds nothing worse for you.
Ah! We're alive. Could have made some crows fly away to the eye. That's what they did. I don't know if you read the first note in the game. Oh, is that 3? I wanted to get 4. The very first note in the game, not the first one in the game, but when you get to City 17 and you're like, then they were like, players didn't look at the Citadel because nobody fucking looks up. So we put some birds and made them fly around. Half the nodes in the fucking Half-Life 2 dev commentary are like, so we tried to get players to look up. It's great. That's how you know they're real developer boys. Hi, paint can on your face. Oh, we're back here. Oh, see, that's the door that opens again. It's a loop. Miyazaki, is that you? Are we looping back around? Actually, I have to go back that way? No. Oh, no, yes I do, because I just loaded. There's no load here? Nani? Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, I gotta go up this way. No. You fucking think about it. Fuck you. Hunt ass fucking zombies. Fuck off.
Detected.
He fucked off. He was like, fuck this. Where'd you go? There you are. Oh, shit. Such a good game. This is where we peaked, guys. Unfortunately, gaming peaked in 2004. Nope. Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Bye. Get me, fuck you. Throw them shit somewhere else. Bye. Strangely empty room here? Like, no set dressing? Weird. Fuck off. I really gotta start closing doors behind me. Gun. There's the church.
Final arena. When we finished the first pass over Ravenholm, this rooftop was intended to be the culminating fight. Like other spaces in Ravenholm, it had begun life as a space purely focused on being an interesting visual location. We felt it was important that, as the player left Ravenholm, they had a moment to look back over the town they had just survived and get a glimpse of where they were headed next. Multiple gameplay groups took a shot at building a fight here, but the tight geometry and performance constraints meant we never really created a finale we were happy with. Not unlike the Half-Life saga itself, it seemed as if Ravenholm was destined to not have a real ending.
I will send the cart for you, brother. It will be but a moment. Patience, brother. Guard yourself well.
Yow! Send the cart for me, brother. Nope. I like how the pipe does its little... Oh. So good, man. Everything is so good. Where's the cart? Oh, shit, I didn't hit the button. There it goes. Hey! Send the cart.
Almost there, brother.
Not even close.
Brother, release it and come down.
Ah, finally we meet.
Greetings, brother. And so we meet at last. You are to be commended for avoiding my traps. The work of a man who once had too much time on his hands and now finds time for nothing but the work of salvation.
Sure does.
I suspect you have little wish to remain in Ravenholm, so I will show you to the mines.
Ah, I yearn for the
As
mines.
me, a shepherd must tend to his flock, especially when they have grown unruly.
Unruly. Oh, it's 11:30 already.
Follow me, brother, and tread lightly, for this is hallowed ground.
How's the echo when he talks? Is it bad? Is it like, is not that bad? What the? It's fine.
Response rules. We knew early on that we wanted a lot of dynamic dialogue in game, so we needed a system to handle it effectively. We aimed for a system that allowed sound designers to add and tweak lines without involving programmers, made the dialogue tightly responsive to the game's state, and minimized repetition. With these requirements, we created the response rules system. Whenever a character speaks outside of a choreographed scene, this system determines which line to deliver. Rather than picking up lines directly, character AI is constantly flagging opportunities for speech whenever a relevant event happens. Spotting the player, getting hurt, firing a last round in a gun, encountering overwhelming enemies, and so on. With each opportunity, it sends the response rules system a packet of data about the game's current state, and the system returns the most fitting dialogue line, if there is any. This setup allowed our sound designers to create a detailed decision matrix for dialogue. For example, a character might have a different set of lines for announcing a reload while under fire versus after the end of a fight, or if only one ally is left standing, or if there's a strider in sight, etc. By the time we shipped Half-Life 2, we felt we'd only scratched the surface of this system's potential. It became a core feature of Episode 1's Alex, and went on to power the dynamic dialogue in our later games, including TF2's classes and the cast of Left 4 Dead.
We have a Saul here. Hey Saul, up. Say hi. Saul, up. What do you want? You want cookies? You want cookies? What time is it? It's not cookie time. It's 11:30. Alright, I'm almost done, Papa. I'm almost done. Daddy's almost done. Alright.
The real final arena.
The real final arena.
Very late in the development of Half-Life 2, when we were reviewing the entire game for final improvement opportunities, we decided we did, in fact, want a real finale for Ravenholm. The rooftop fight wasn't enough. After some discussion, we chose to add this final fight through the graveyard with Grigori alongside the player. It was risky, development-wise, but we felt the game needed it. Since we were near the end of production, we had a mature set of gameplay tools to work with, but even more importantly, by this point, we understood our own game. Making a game is often a process of learning what it is you're actually creating. Why is our game fun? How is it different? What are the most important elements? As we built the game and watched playtesters go through it, we learned answers to those questions and, in turn, got better at making it. So the graveyard came together quickly and required far less iteration than many earlier areas of the game.
Yeah, the graveyard fight's great. Mother! Huh! As I say as I kill myself. Whee! Yeah, the graveyard fight's fun because it's just a big arena. Just a big, fun arena. What oh, fuck off. Come on, give me something. Where all this fire come from?
Be free, my child. I will perform it. Follow me. Quickly, brother.
Let me quickly. I'm in front of you.
You meant no harm.
Gabe and be blessed. Hey, what's up? I'm actually gonna test Oscar. I am gonna test after this. I'm not playing it on stream, but I'm gonna finish the Blood West DLC, and then we can discuss my notes and the launch plan. I remember this bit. Oh Jesus! These explode.
While I hold the gate. Go quickly. Farewell, brother. I fear I deliver you to a darker place. May the light of lights illuminate your path. Look to your own salvation.
Ah! I like how Grigori just runs in the fire. They need to make a fun. They need to make an episode Grigori. Forget about episode 3. Just make an episode about what Grigori does after the game. Hanging out, shooting zombies. Anyway. And you hear the laugh as you're walking away. That triggers when you go through the thing. Arcane's game was, they were making a Ravenholm game, yeah. I don't know if it was about Grigori or was he just gonna feature in it. Oh jeez. Down in the mines, which is funny because I have to go test the Blood West DLC, and the last location is a big ass 3-story mine. It's scary down there. I don't wanna. Oh jeez.
The complex route the player takes to safely navigate this mine shaft gives them plenty of time to see what's waiting for them at the bottom. And surprise, it's headcrabs. Honestly, it's often headcrabs. But in this case, it's poison headcrabs, which are fun by themselves, but a real riot when you add fast headcrabs into the mix. These two guys make a great combination. Neither is particularly dangerous on its own, but together they're incredibly lethal. Once poisoned, a single hit from a fast headcrab is enough to kill the player. And this is what biologists call symbiosis. At least that's what we think.
I've been talking the whole time and my mic's been muted. I've been, yeah, I didn't really care for the, I mean, whatever, this part's fine. Headcrabs are just supposed to be annoying, so, like, why so many? It's whatever. Run! Run, Gordon! Run! Just fucking run for it! Not working! My run strategy is not working! Ow! Any more? How many more of these fucking cunts are there? Oh, I need the health. Alright, I think that's all of them. Famous fucking last words. Ow!
Fracture detected. Laceration detected.
No!
Major fracture.
Fuck it! We ball! Ugh! Is that a rope or is that a barnacle? Yeah, it's a barnacle. But it's a helpful barnacle. There we go. Yeah, secret. Barnacle friend, yeah, for real. More head crabs. Ah, the lights. Man, it's a good looking game. Alright, I think we're just about to the end of the level. Yeah, I could leave that section. It's fine. Whee! Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. Come on, guys. What is this, fucking Elden Ring catacombs? Ah, shit, I'm stuck on a beam! Oh, no. Gonna run past you guys. Bye-bye. Alright. It's like the end of dusk. The doves. And the head crabs. Yeah. We one-shot them boys. Yeah, the Half-Life soundtrack's great. I was in Lambda Cache up there, but I fucking think I fucked it by breaking those barrels. I don't know, we can maybe do this. Just the revolver.
Sniper Alley. This section of Game Track was added late in development, after we moved Eli's lab and Ravenholm to come before Coast. While you might think that we build the game linearly, we actually split up into 3 different groups and worked in parallel on different sections, starting mostly in the middle of the game. Each group's first pass focused on nailing down the core of their section before they moved on. And then once we had a rough version of the whole game laid out, we went back over each section to polish it, adding successful elements from other areas and removing what wasn't working. In some cases, such as in Ravenholm, entire sections were moved. And then, after Ravenholm was relocated, we needed a new piece to connect it to the coast, which is the area you're entering now. Given the time constraints, this short section was built using existing, proven gameplay elements, like snipers and combine soldiers.
Yeah, to be honest, I completely forgot about this section. I remember doing this. Ah, shit! Alright, I mean, that was a perfect shot, but fine. There we go. Hey, buddy.
Half-Life 2's physics gave us a variety of tools to make combat more exciting. For instance, when enemies miss the player, we subtly redirect their shots toward breakable objects nearby, adding mayhem and creating that action movie feel. We also employed physics to add hints. We created what we called ragdoll magnets across the game to make enemy corpses fall in interesting and dramatic ways, such as off ledges or into the path of a train.
Yeah, I love that. So, like, no, if you kill that guy, he's always gonna fall out the window. Because it just looks cool. So that's basically scripted. Yeah, throwing a grenade into a sniper nest is one of, like, the coolest things you could do in video games.
Snipers. The Half-Life 2 team was
Oh,
never
shit!
very large, so we were always looking for ways to create new gameplay without high asset production costs. The sniper is a great example. It has no actual model, just a laser beam, so it required no art or animation support. When it dies, it simply spawns a Combine Soldier ragdoll and launches it out the window. Despite that simplicity, we got a lot of unique gameplay from it. We were especially happy with how it interacted with the physics objects in the game world. Players are used to exploiting explosive objects near enemies, so it felt fitting to have an enemy that flipped that dynamic when the player was in cover.
It's amazing. The sniper, so there's no model up there shooting. It's just a fucking blue beam. And then when you die, it spawns a Combine Soldier and falls out the window. That's fucking hilarious. Alright, buddy. Ow! Alright, you got me that time. You fuck, you're gonna die. Whoa, what happened? Is my game still running? Game still good? Yeah, we're still good. Yeah, ha ha. Big John, that's me. Alright. Oh, should I have the stream up? No, that's gonna kill my RAM. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa! Oh, that's right. Yeah, so there's not actually a Combine guy there. It's just a blue laser beam, and then when you kill him, it spawns a Combine guy, and they make him fly out the window. Did he say shit? It's amazing. Somebody clip that. It is good shit. Yeah, in fight. Ah, fuck. Oh. Oh, Combine rifle. This is the first time I get one? I don't remember getting it here. Oh, whatever. No note about that? Interesting. They're like, I don't know, we don't got anything exciting to say. I remember this arena though. Need a goddamn sniper rifle is what I know. Is there anything over here? Is there a lambda cache or something? See you. Wilhelm. I forgot I had that mod. Is it G-Man down the tracks? Oh yeah, look at that. Huh, I never knew that. Oh, that's cool. Nice. It'd be cool. Does he face you at first and then turn around? Is there an achievement for finding all the G-Man appearances? I think there's one in Half-Life 1. I'm not a big achievement guy. He just walks away, never looks at you. Moan. Who moaning? They moaning for?
Winston's been hit.
No, no, not
Patch
Winston.
him up and get him to the bank as soon as he's stable.
Mr. Beast.
Freeman? It's incredible you made it. We've been getting communication from Alex. I'll see if I can reach her again. Follow me.
Mr. Beast, you have to help. I think there was an earlier node where they said, oh, that was the Half-Life 2 documentary, where it's like just giving a character like a name and like no backstory like immediately gives you like just more connection to him. They're like, oh, Winston's been hit. Nobody gives a fuck about Winston. You're never gonna see Winston again. But to me, it's like a moment. It creates like, it feels like a real person. Moan. Why does it keep saying moan? Is that just Winston moaning? Fucking Winston. Classic
Leon,
Winston.
We're all clear. And I've got Gordon Freeman.
Dr. Freeman, you're kidding. Look, I've been on the line with Alex. Her father's been captured.
Over here, Dr. Freeman.
Eli Labs is indispensable to the liberation.
Oh, these guys are moaning.
It's Leon. And I've got Gordon Freeman with me.
Gordon, you made it through Ravenholm. Thank God.
That's not Hatsune Miku. That's messed up. It's because it's not the actual model in the cutscene. It's just a. It's literally just a GIF repeating.
The ship that made off with him and Judith Mossman. While the trains are still running, I'm gonna hitch a ride. Here's where you come in, Gordon. I need you to make your way along the coast until you get to Nova Prospect. It used to be a high-security prison. It's something much worse than that now. But I think it's still easier to sneak in than to break out.
You wanted to take the coast road? He won't last 5 minutes on foot. It's spawning season for the antlions.
That's why I called you, Leon. I was hoping you still had the scout.
Yeah, Highway 17. We'll do that next stream. That's like my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, good idea. Hold on a sec. Narco? Bring the buggy out. Put it on the
Yeah,
dock
let's go.
right now.
Buggy.
Gordon Freeman will be driving it.
Will do. I just finished mounting an ammo crate on the back.
Good timing.
That'd be a sick tattoo.
Okay, Alex, we're all set.
Thanks, Leon. Gordon, I haven't driven the coast in over a year, but I have no reason to think it's gotten any safer. Meet me in the depot where the trains unload. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in Nova Prospect.
I love you,
Bye
Alex.
for now.
Bye, Alex.
Let's make Vortigern babies together.
Coast kickoff. This interstitial scene came along late in development to connect Ravenholm to Coast. Noticing a trend? Quite a bit of the connective tissue in our games comes together late. In this case, that meant cutting corners wherever possible. We didn't even have time to animate Alex on the monitor. These kinds of scenes are always a challenge to make interesting, and we didn't succeed with this one. It's a good example of what happens when NPCs are treated like signposts without adding character to them or the scene. The result is a forgettable moment where the game's seams show. But that's the nature of development. You only have so much time, and you have to decide where to spend it. Kleiner's lab and Eli's lab were much more important, so that's where we focused our efforts.
Shore point to NLO. Shore point to New...
Highway 17.
Hello, Dr. Freeman. The car's all ready for you. Hop in and I'll lower you down to the beach.
What a game. Alright. We are going to stop here. Save game. Game saved. Alright. Cool. So we did Ravenholm. Next up is Highway 17. I'll see if we can do that next week. Yeah. We'll get some... what else is going on in the world? How many people we got watching? 90 people. Nice. We like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go test the Blood West DLC. Trying to get that out in the next month. In this upcoming week, it's busy fucking week for us. We've got trying to get the Gloomwood Hive update out. We're trying to get the Fallen Aces hideout update out. It's Black Friday, so we're launching a bunch of new merch and putting stuff on sale, including the Ultra Kill plushies. Ultra Kill plushies are going to be on sale next Black Friday. We're doing them in 3 drops. There's 5,000 of them, so trust me, we're going to make it so as easy as you can, so you don't miss them this time. There's 10 times more than this time. Week more Fallout CRPG images. I put one up the other day. We actually, that scene that I posted, we actually have that there's actually a YouTube video of that, in motion. But I'm making Alex redo the UI for it because we're still messing with the UI and stuff. Blood West will be on sale next week. Everything's so it's the for the autumn sale. We're also making a new bundle, the NewBlood's Stealth bundle. So it'll be we're gonna have to get rid of the Goonwood bundle sadly, but it'll be Blood West, Fallen Aces, and Gloomwood in a new bundle. So if you own one of those games, you own all those games. What else are we doing? I don't know. We're working on stuff for Dusk Anniversary. We're working on the Ultra Kill update. Working on the last update for Medieval VR. And we're trying to get all this done before the end of the year. So the next month is going to be busy for us. And then we're going to try to fuck off and take January off and hang out and play video games. But yeah, thanks for watching. If I ever do stream, it's usually like now. So it's like Monday night for me, which is, well, Monday afternoon for me, Sunday in the States. So like Sunday night US time. So you can either watch me stream or you can watch fucking Family Guy. I don't know. What's on Sundays in the US anymore? Like when I was growing up, Sunday was like, that's when The Simpsons and Family Guy and shit was on. But yeah, we're working on tons of stuff. I'm gonna go shower up and then finish up this Blood West DLC, which is turning out very, very good. If you like Blood West, you're gonna love this shit. So it's good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Do not subscribe, but please follow. We're trying to get to 50,000 followers for no reason. David streams on this channel occasionally. I stream on this channel occasionally. Dylan streams occasionally. We might do, David, and Andrew might do like a Dusk 6th anniversary thing, because we've been playing, Half-Life with the dev commentary. And we're like, man, we should do one of those. We actually did one. If you go back and watch, there's a Dusk 1-year anniversary stream, which we did a lot of commentary. I think there was a Dusk 3-year anniversary stream. We're on year 6 of Dusk now, which is fucking nuts. I'm old. I'm 40, which happens. You keep making games, and eventually you just get fucking old. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I love you. I hate money. Yada yada. See you next time. I look 28. Oh, thanks. It's the drugs and alcohol. They keep me young. See you guys. Cruising USA.